What is up, everybody? How are we all doing tonight? I'm doing pretty good because we got the literally most hype news for Marvel that we've gotten in, I don't know, years? Could even be years. So, that's pretty awesome. And, of course, there's still the season finale of The Acolyte to talk about a bit. It will be significantly rehashed this Saturday, but via panel. It will not just be me reiterating everything I said tonight. There will be actually different viewpoints. So definitely come on by for that one. And got a question for you guys when more people do be arriving. But until then, do what we do. Fill the cup. Light the smoke. Lean back and get ready to get nerdy on this here midweek stream. What is going on, everybody? Welcome in to this, what will hopefully be super hype based on the news, Wednesday evening midweek stream. Now, admittedly, we are going to talk a bit about the season finale of The Acolyte, just because, well, I want to get my own singular perspective done with. And like I said earlier, having a round table this Saturday. It's going to be me, Justin. Thank you. Harris and Scotty Hawk. So that'll be fun. You'll actually hear different views from mine own, which will probably be refreshing. So definitely come by for that Saturday night at the unsurprising time of 9 p.m. Eastern. And if you are watching this on the replay, thank you for clicking. I appreciate you. Welcome. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. If you haven't liked, like. If you haven't commented, okay, well, watch for a while, then comment. Do all the things that we YouTubers ask of you. That really don't take much time at all. Mostly it's just clicks. A little bit of typing for a comment, admittedly, but just a little clicky here, a little clicky there, a little clicky there. Done. It's all you gotta do. What is going on, Alan and Brooke? How you guys doing? How was your week? I hate that shit. How's your week been so far? How are things since we last saw each other on Saturday? I hope you're well. I hope things have gone well. Didn't do much myself the last couple days, just worked. That's it. Just worked. Helped to move a large piece of furniture for the in-laws on Sunday. I hate aging because I am still sore from that shit. Not bad, but enough I can still feel it. Sore isn't the right word. I don't know what a good word for it is, but you know. You know what I mean when it's sore, but it's not sore. Week's been good, Brooke? Nice. Hell yeah. Watched a few Warhammer vids and rewatched some of them and chilled. Nice. I'm glad you enjoyed them enough to want to rewatch them that soon. Yeah, I saw you threw one in the Show Us the Goods section on the Discords. That's pretty cool. Want to try to find time to read The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings books. Oh, yeah. That's definitely going to require time. And not just because of the length, because of the chosen language style is very formal, extraordinarily detailed. These are books that are worth it, but they're a bit of work. But they are definitely worth it. I do need to watch those movies again. It has been quite some time. Now that you mention it. Well, more so the Lord of the Rings than the Hobbit ones. What's up, Griff? Welcome in, good sir. How are you on this hump day evening? So I guess the bottom of the back of the hump, I suppose. You know, it's like here's the front of the hump, back of the hump. Here we are. Maybe up here, just a smidge, just a little bit. Brooke says, yeah, I love The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings films, but want to experience the books for myself. Oh, yeah, no, you definitely should. But just, it's going to require concentration. Like, you're going to have to be in there. Pause. Giggity. No diddy. But yeah. They are very good books, though. There is no denying that. Well, unless you're an uneducated mendicant, but excuse me, good God. Pardon me. Yeah, I saw that. I got out of work late last night, and then the Acolyte episode was actually over half an hour, so I missed hopping on with Harris by like 10 minutes. What's up, Dub? C-Dub in the house. Excuse me. So, how do you react, Griff? How did Justin react? A little bit. But, there's no thing involved in it. So, a little bit of a difference. Or it could be a lot of difference. Just depends. But, there's no thing involved on my end. Well, unless it be mine own. I'm just going to let that hang there for a bit, so to speak. He took it well. Not so hell on the show later. Wow. I mean, I will say this for now. I was pleasantly surprised. Overall. Didn't love it. Well, I'm not surprised. But I was pleasantly surprised at a fair chunk of it, actually. We shall talk about it later. We're gonna hang out and chill for a few more minutes, let a few more people get up in here. Because I do have a question for the community. Some of you already know what it is. And some of you are down. But I want to put it out there. And just so everyone is clear, this was completely Mrs. Chillin's idea. This was her suggestion. I cannot take any credit for it whatsoever. So, what I will be bringing up. So, I'm sure that probably happens with Josh more often than he'll ever let on. Like, Elise is the one going, hey, you should probably do this. And he's like, God damn it. And then he does it because, you know, you said source of good ideas doesn't matter. It's a good idea. And my wife came up with a damn fine idea, I think. It's a team effort to get Justin to watch it. I think it wouldn't have taken anything less than a team effort. Honestly. If only one person was trying to get him to watch it, it would not have happened. But teamwork makes the dream work, baby. You got him to watch it. Yeah. But yeah, I was what's up, Maximus? How you doing, man? Yeah, I was fairly shocked at how much I actually enjoyed that episode. When I got done watching, I was like, well, I mean, obviously this has not been magnificent television. But, yeah, it was, I would put this one right up there with episode 5. It's almost like depending on the subject matter is how good they were. Like 1 and 2 were alright. 3 and 7 were lame. 4 was alright. 6 was, well, actually, no. 4 and 6 were what they were. So, yeah, 1 and 2 were alright. 3 was an abomination. 4 was, there it was. 5 was really cool. 6 was basically 4 all over again. 7 was basically 3 all over again. And then 8 was basically 5 all over again. How about that shit? Like, and that's just not in my impression of them. I swear that's like how it was. There was like the intro. And then the 2-part flashback in 3 and 7. And then what I'm sure they thought of as set up in 4 and 6. And all the good action in 5 and 8. Now, I don't know if that was planned, but that's sure as fuck how it worked out. C-Dub says, I'll give Jay credit. Been riding with him for 5+ years, and old Josh would have absolutely lost his shit not so long ago. He is at least trying to be more balanced and objective these days. Yes. Yeah, he is mostly trying the new year, new me thing. Like, honestly, if he ever gets his insomnia under control, I think it'll be even more balanced and objective. I know how triggered I get when how easily I can get triggered when I'm not rested. Which basically means I'm Ruffalo's Bruce Banner. That's my secret. I'm always angry. But yeah, he ever gets that shit under control, he'll probably be even less randomly toxic. I mean, I'm not saying I'm any better. Let's be clear about that. I am no better. I have gotten reasonably toxic on a couple of occasions. Mostly about Star Wars. Yeah. And in case you're wondering, the high-pitched sound was made by inhalation, not exhalation. Brooke says, always like hearing Justin's take on things, never fails to entertain. Oh, that's for damn sure, Justin. Justin good. C-Dub says, agreed, chillin'. I struggle with lack of sleep. Hard to get it consistently under control. Wish it were. Yeah. Although, admittedly, there are steps to take that I keep fucking around when it comes to taking, so there's that. Yeah, there's also that. But, thanks to these fuckers, I haven't had an actual cigarette since October. So, something. Ote. For those of you who are in here right now and or watching on the replay and give a shit, my wife came up with this idea. When I was telling her that Josh's San Diego Comic-Con stream was going to be happening over top of mine. So I'm like, well, there'd be no point in me streaming. She's like, well, why don't you stream you reacting to Josh's stream and have your guys come come watch the SDCC stream here, and it'll be easier for you guys to like talk about stuff. And I'm like, damn straight it would be. I was like, that is a great fucking idea, babe. So what do you guys think? This is what I want to know. And by the way, Mrs. Chillin is watching, so if you don't like the idea, she'll know. So, but no, seriously. No, she will know. But seriously, would you guys like to come here and react to Josh's SDCC stream and have a much easier time having an actual conversation rather than trying to battle what is sure to be an insanely large chat? Or do you just want to hang out in the tower? Brooke says, I have a tendency to sleep late Friday and Saturday nights. Nice. See, that's the fucked up thing with me, though, is I can sleep 4 hours or I can sleep 9 hours, and I wake up feeling basically the exact fucking same. It sucks. C-Dub says, Justin does have great takes. Oh, he does. That's why I wanted to watch this crap with him. Makes me feel normal. I mean, yeah. Totally fair. C-Dub says, I also have 3 little girls and a stepson, probably a cause of lack of sleep. Oh, I would imagine that contributes. I would imagine that contributes. Like, how little are we talking with the little? I remember you saying your stepson's like 12 or 13 or somewhere in that range. You know, junior higher to middle schooler somewhere, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But when you say little girls, how little are we talking here? And also, what do you guys think? Do you want to react to the Josh's SDCC stream here and enjoy like being able to talk to each other, or do you just want to watch it in the tower and pray we get noticed in the chat? You'll notice how I'm severely pushing the social angle. Brooke says, oh yeah, on Saturday at Comic-Con going to be seeing the Deadpool and Wolverine film. Nice. If things work out, I will be going to see it that Thursday night. If things work out. But if they don't, no biggie. I'm going to find a way to see it that weekend at a matinee. But I am seeing it before that Monday, goddammit. I mean, unless, you know, there are ways I wouldn't, but yes. That is the hope and the plan. To see it at some point opening weekend. Probably Sunday during the day. Yeah. So what do you guys think, though? You still literally haven't answered my fucking question. Do you want to hang? Do you want to react and talk here, or do you just want to hang in the tower for the Comic-Con stream, which is epic? Don't get me wrong. Do not get me wrong. Brooke says, Deadpool and Wolverine film definitely going to be a film worth rewatching. Oh, yes. Like, if things work perfectly, I will watch it Thursday night, and then I will go again Sunday with my wife because she wants to see it. And then, yes, that would be a rewatch for me, and I'd be totally here for it. But the priority is making sure we both get to go, so... This is one of those movies where she's actually genuinely excited to get nerdy with me. So it's like, we gotta go. We gotta go. We gotta get it done. Hey, there it is. Brooke coming through first. OG says, I think your wife's idea is good. Easier to get a convo going in your streams than in the tower since it's harder to get noticed in the tower. Yes, and especially on that fucking stream. It's going to be redonkulous. Anybody else? Is silence assent, or are you scared of my wife? Like, what's happening here? C-Dub says 13. Yes, 13 for the son, 2, 4, and 6 for the daughters. You didn't give your wife much of a break, did you, homie? I'm just messing. That's cool. 2, 4, and 6. Good Lord. You know what that means. In 2034, they're going to be 12, 14, and 16. Teenagers are fun. All hormonal. They know everything better than we do. By the way, I'm going through all this from memory. Oh, shit. C-Dub says, she didn't give me a break, bro. Catholics. Oh, shit. Oh, damn. Okay, well, Baptist meets Catholic. This is what happens. All right. I mean, both of them, I mean, you know, pretty much any variation of Christianity that's out there does firmly believe in the be fruitful and multiply thing, so. Evidently, y'all's, well, evidently, each of your production centers are, both your production centers are fruitful, it would appear. And as a result, y'all are multiplying. I mean, not getting a break, is that an entirely bad thing? Like, I mean, obviously at certain points you're probably going to be tired as fuck and maybe a little sore. But overall, is it really a bad thing? C-Dub says, why do you think I got snipped? I can look at my wife and get her preggers. So your boys are fully equipped with construction equipment and evidently sublimation and osmosis. They just poof out of your region like smoke. Like a witch even. Hop on in there and do the business in the ovaries. Oh yeah. Brooke says, speaking of SDCC, I'm hoping to actually go next year. My parents have friends there, so if I go, I can stay at their place during the vacation. Oh, yeah. I mean, shit. You know how much you're going to save on a hotel during SDCC week? Like, that's a lot of money you're not going to have to spend right fucking there, bro. Holy shit. Yeah, that's a money saver. Well, I'm glad my best friend lives in Vegas. And I am going there eventually. Of course, I've been saying that for how long now? But I'm going there eventually. Yeah. Yeah. But, you know, got her. Yep. And that was even before the pointed glare. Like I realized what I was doing and I looked up just in time for the Are you I saw you move the are you done? All right. Excuse me people, I'm going to go say goodnight to Mrs. Chillin. I'll be right back. I'm not even going to be long enough to change the screen. Okay. Now, does anyone else besides Brooke, thank you again, Brooke, have an opinion on how we are going to handle the SDCC Hall H presentation of Marvel a week from Saturday at my normal start time of 9 p.m.? Anybody else have an opinion? Type it in the chat or I'll keep singing. Jesus Christ. Oh, C-Dub. He says, I'm 44, chillin'. No kids for 37 years. Until I dated a Catholic. Oh, shit. That's hilarious. Maximus. That sounds like a great idea. Cool. Once again, thank Mrs. Chillin for that shit. Like I said, I was talking to her about it. She's like, hey, why don't you just stream his stream and react to it there? I was like, why the fuck don't I? That's a great idea. All right, cool. Yep. We'll see if some more people get in here, and I will bring it up later. Hopefully some more people get in here. But, you know, it'll be what it'll be. Where's my goddamn mouse? There it is. Cool. All right. Let's get this over with. Last night, we got the season finale of The Acolyte. Maximus says, thanks, Mrs. Chillin. You're welcome. So, yeah, we got the season finale of The Acolyte last night. And again, I was pleasantly surprised at the quality of the episode. For the most part. Obviously, there's still flaws. But overall, in relation to the rest of the season, it's definitely one of the top two, right there with number 5. So, yeah, overall is actually a pretty decent episode. Now, the show overall, the season as a whole, not good. When you put it all together, not good. Show overall, I would probably give probably a 5. It wasn't complete for me. Just me. For me, it wasn't complete trash. So, I would it's not good. It's like it's on the very bottom border of meh, but it's staying just on the right side of that because, I don't know, it just wasn't trash. Like, it wasn't a dumpster fire for me. It was not hot garbage. It was, sometimes it seemed like it was fucking trying for it. I'll tell you that. Like, or actually, let me rephrase that. It seemed like they were trying for it by not trying to put out a good show. Like that, I think that's one of my biggest complaints about the season as a whole. It just seemed like there was a low effort. This just seemed like a low effort show. Like it didn't seem like there was a lot of. It just feels like there was not anywhere near as much love and care put into the show as the people that made it thought there was. You know, like it just seemed like they got to a point. It's like, ooh, this is cool, and didn't think about it any further. And it was just like, okay, this looks pretty decent on paper, and then they put it on screen, and god damn it, there it went. Ooh, we have the chat. Brooke says, Acolyte finale was meh. Honestly, same for the show for me. Maximus says, I really liked the episode. Brooke says, I did like the lightsaber action sequences, not gonna lie. Says, give the show and the finale a 5. Also, Brooke says, not a show I would want to rewatch compared to, say, Breaking Bad. Yeah. Maximus says, I need to watch it all again to give a proper opinion, though. I mean, that's fair. I would almost say that probably all the Disney shows that we think are meh to we probably would receive them better on a binge. Like, I think, well, I watched the Patterson cut of Kenobi, but I think, being able to binge Kenobi, it would have been a bit better. Same for Book of Boba Fett. Even Ahsoka, which I enjoyed thoroughly, probably would have been better on a binge. Andor was what it was. And this show, as borderline poop as it is, probably would still be better on a binge. Like, first 2 seasons of The Mandalorian, you don't need to binge that shit. You could have watched that weekly and been just fucking fine. And still could if you really felt like doing that, although I don't know why you would. But, I mean, if you were like, hell, I want to re-experience this the way everyone did from Jump, I think you would still enjoy it just as much. Oh, C-Dub says, yes, thank you, Mrs. Chillin. Yay. Maximus says, 100, Brooke. I think it was the action that got me. And also, Chillin, word. I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong. I enjoyed the action immensely. I am very much into Crouching Tiger, Hidden Jedi. I liked the wire work. I've seen it executed better on quite a few occasions, but I like the fact that they put it in there. I did like the limited use of the slow-mos. The lightsaber choreography was pretty decent. I don't think it was quite as good as Episode 5, though. Of course, I think in general, a big-ass group fight just looks more impressive anyway. But, yeah, the action was pretty fucking good in this. Oh, and I almost forgot. How silly of me. The biggest point, the thing that matters the absolute most about this episode was that I fucking called it! I called it. It's right there in my live from a few weeks ago. I said Chimere was going to be Vernestra's student. Then she literally said, he's a student. He used to be a student of mine till he turned to evil. I fucking called it. And actually, like I tweeted, I didn't just call it. I fucking nailed it. Like, it's not that I was close. I was dead motherfucking on. Yeah, that's right. I fucking called it. Okay. That's enough of a victory lap for now. But I fucking called it. All right, so, but yeah, no, the fighting was dope. I actually think, now granted, this doesn't necessarily mean it was good from everybody, but at least for me, it seemed like everyone managed to improve their acting ability for this episode. Like, honestly, I thought Amanda Stenberg was better this episode. I mean, Legion Jay's he's been good the whole time. So, I thought the Vernestra actress actually improved her portrayal of Vernestra. The dude they brought in to be that antagonistic senator, that dude's a badass. Where the fuck was he the rest of the season? Like, holy shit. Like, how few minutes of screen time did we get with that dude? And he made himself that awesome that quickly. Like, what the fuck? Like, if there's a season 2, and knowing Lucasfilm, there will be, he better fucking be in it. A lot. Like, there better be a fair chunk of, like, scene jumps back to Coruscant so we can see what that motherfucker's up to. And hopefully a fair chunk of what he's up to is being snarky as shit, because, man, did he deliver. I like that guy. Or I should say, I like the actor and the way he portrayed that guy. I mean, obviously that senator's a bit of a prick. He's not 100% wrong. But he's definitely a prick. But that actor's so good at doing it, though. I very much enjoyed him. But yeah, it kind of seemed like everyone, well, most of them brought their level of acting up for this episode. Except Morg. He's still a little... Like, honestly, that dude should never see the field. Morg, whatever the fuck his name is. You know, the skinny, lispy dude with the Simpsons overbite. That's somehow a bigger twat than Yord was. Like, his level of acting never changed. He stayed the same little narrow douchebag that should, if he was an actual Jedi, should be like in the archives and never set foot outside the temple. So, but yeah, for the most part, I think people up to their acting game. I mean, Manny Jacinto is, well, he's been bringing it this whole time. Legion Jay's bringing it this whole time. I very much enjoyed, what's her fuzz? God damn it, Jackie. When she was around. X-23. What's her fucking name? God dang it. I hate it when I do this. But yeah, for the most part, people upped their game for this episode, and that I was impressed. And also, again, where the fuck was this the last 7? It's like, what the hell? C-Dub says, the action was solid. Lightsaber stuff was cool in episode 5. It was the only thing that kept me interested. The finale was hard to like for me. The Plagueis and Yoda key jingling was insulting. Maximus says, that's fair. Yeah, since you brought it up. I have reached the point, and I'm kind of sad about it, where, like, Disney doing stupid shit like that and almost making it a point to crap on anything prior to 2012. I've seen it so much that, like, not only have I come to expect it, I'm now apathetic to it. Like, I just don't fucking care. Like, I can't get pissed about it anymore. It takes way too much energy. Like, I could be pissed about the Plagueis thing and expound on the fact that either he should not be born yet or at most 15, and obviously that's according to Legends book, but again, it all comes down to the constant disrespect for everything before 2012. It's less about whether he should be there, more about the fact that they don't care whether or not he should be. Same thing with Ki-Adi-Mundi. And I got fairly the Ki-Adi-Mundi thing I managed to generate energy enough to get passionate about. But not so much anymore. I mean, unless it's like ultra silly, just like blatant, complete shitting on like the original 6 or what have you. It's all fucking whatever to me now, honestly. I mean, I'm still going to watch this stuff and hope they give me something at a minimum, like, entertaining. You know? But, like, I can freely admit how they handled Plagueis and Yoda was dumb. But, I can't get freaked out about it anymore. I can't lose my shit about it anymore. I don't have the fucking energy. C-Dub says, I still don't feel like I know what the point of this show is supposed to be. I thought I did going into it, but I feel way more confused and frustrated. Yeah. Definitely. Like, the finale tied up the absolute bare minimum and still set up way more shit than it tied up. So, the fuck. Maximus says, yeah, I think Chimera is my favorite character. Yes. He was. Maximus also says, yeah, there's a lot of unanswered questions, a lot of cliffhangers. Where are they going with this story? It's obviously not over. Oh, yeah. No, I mean, Leslie Headland has made it plain for a long time that she wants more than one season of this show. Like, she's had that in the universe for a minute. But, and of course, it's also not like Lucasfilm is known to pay attention to fucking anything outside their walls. Like, Lucasfilm has taken isolationism to a new fucking art form. When it comes to being completely out of fucking touch with the fandom. You know? C-Dub says, totally agree, Chillin. Apathetic is a great way to put it. Have I given up hope? Not completely, but Star Wars has to work for my attention from this point. Yeah. I mean, I haven't given up hope because eventually KK will be gone. Like, she's going to have to, she ain't young, she's going to have to retire at some point. So, that's like my only real hope, but, like, Star Wars is kind of like, well, my Detroit Lions up until this year when they're actually good. But for, like, most of my lifetime, I considered the Lions to be my crack. Because they sucked so much, yet I could not stop watching them and hoping for something awesome to happen. If my Detroit Lions are my crack, Star Wars is my meth. Same fucking thing. I cannot give it up. No matter how fucked up I end up looking, that's what meth does to you. I just can't give it up. No matter how much it fucks me up, I can't give it up. Completely. I'm still going to watch all the shit. I'm still going to get annoyed when they do stupid shit. I'll enjoy moments of happiness when they get shit right. But, yeah. Yeah. Oh, and I know a lot of people don't like it because this is a Disney canon thing, but I actually liked the bleeding of the crystal. Do we all know how that works? Quick TLDR. A Force user can bleed a crystal to Sith Red by pouring all their negative emotions into it and just using all that dark energy from all their flurry / torrent of emotion to inherently change the crystal and bleed it out and turn it red. So I actually thought that was cool. I also think they could have made it a bit more spectacular. But I still liked it. So I thought that was cool. When C-Dub says, I thought it was more of a ritual, not just an in-the-moment thing. No. No, when in Legends, when they used to have to create them synthetically, that was basically a ritual because you had to sit in front of the forge and assemble that crystal from the molecule up with only the Force. So Legends' way of getting a red Sith crystal is much more difficult than bleeding it, but yeah, it's not so much a ritual. It's just it is generally like, well, what game was that? Jedi Survivor, the homie that was in stasis from the High Republic. Spoiler alert, he bleeds a crystal. But he was actually kind of concentrating on it, so while I don't think it's a ritual per se, it does seem like it should have taken more concentration for it to happen. But on the whole, I mean, considering what she was doing, choking the fuck out of Soul with all her anger and her hatred and her agony and her sadness, I would actually say the bleeding of the crystal was justified. And I did like how she choked him out. The dialogue they gave him, just constantly repeating, I did the right thing. No. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, be more creative. But yeah, I told you to stop talking and chokes him out. I thought it was a pretty decent Force choke kill, honestly. But here's what I'm wondering, because I literally don't know anyone personally who is a fan of the High Republic, but from what I've gathered from watching different things about the internets and the YouTubes, is that Vernestra Rowe was evidently like super popular and pretty, badass character in the High Republic. So I'm wondering if there's going to be any backlash about her basically becoming a sneaky, conniving, backstabbing biatch in this show. I feel like some of them are going to realize how we felt about the treatment Luke got in The Last Jedi. If this reaches any fans of the High Republic who are pissed off about how Vernestra was treated in this show, now you know. Now you know how we feel about Luke and the way he was treated in The Last Jedi. Now you fucking know. So if any of you see this, welcome to Feeling Fucked by Disney Wars. C-Dub says, why didn't Anakin Saber turn red in Episode 3 versus Kenobi? Because the bleeding of the crystal is a Disney canon thing. At that point in time, under George, he would have had to build the synthetic crystal. Griff says, she's a part of Phase 1 of the High Republic. C-Dub says, technically wouldn't have turned red when he cut down Mace. Even if they had crystal bleeding in the prequels, I don't think it would have done it for Mace, but it definitely would have done it for the younglings. He'd have walked in with a blue saber and he'd have walked out with a red one after the temple assault. For sure. It would have been red long before he got to Mustafar. I'm pretty sure the Jedi Temple thing would have done it. But again, this was still under Lucas. So, under Lucas, the Sith constructed their saber crystals using only the Force from the molecule on up. Yeah, because of reasons. Well, it not because of reasons, because of Disney. Wanting, for some stupid-ass reason, to spend $4 billion for what was at the time a 35-year-old IP with a built-in global fan base. With all the books and comics full of lore from the EU. You buy that. All that for $4 billion. And then you go, fuck all this shit. We're going to do it our way now, and we don't give a fuck what the super large fandom we just bought has to say. I don't know about you guys, but if I was like an executive at a bank and that was a business plan brought to me and they wanted a loan, I would tell them in the most polite banking terms to get fucked, because that is a dumbass plan. But that's what we've had for 12 years. So, but yeah, I mean, Vernestra's been sus for like episodes upon episodes. So, her throwing a dead soul under the bus for that investigation was not surprising. Even though it wasn't surprising, I still was like, you fucking cunt. But it still wasn't surprising. Now, honestly, I have absolutely no idea what the fuck she would even want to talk to Yoda about. Unless it's Chimere. Like, literally, that's the only thing. She's like, okay, so here's what really happened, and it's all because of my old student, who is a dark side user of some sort. Like, how can the conversation be anything other than that? Which reminds me again, I called it! But, yeah. And as for the whole Plagueis being a creeper around the corner thing, like I said, I'm done getting riled up over them fucking up birthdays and shit from Legends, and, well, just basically ignoring Legends except for teensy little bits and pieces here and there. Like Cortosis, that was a Legends thing. That was cool that it got brought in. But yeah, for the most part, they really don't give a shit about anything before 2012. So I just can't get upset about it anymore. But just using that as his intro, I mean, that's weak, bro. It's just fucking weak. Just having him look around a cave all creepy like is just weak. It's like, how are they handling him then? That's what I want to know. I mean, they're already fucking with his age that we're all used to. Right? So what else are they going to mess with? Because in the book, his normal life personage, Hugo Damask, is very well known in the galaxy, very well known as a big-time Mune businessman / banker. So I'm wondering how they're going to handle that, since homie looking all creepy in a cave doesn't really jibe with the book either. You know? So I don't fucking know. Obviously, well, not obviously. Hopefully we would find out more in season 2. If there is a season 2. Which brings me to something I wanted to show y'all. If I can get it to work the way I want it to. Okay. We have this here chart. It is the total minutes watched for the first 12 weeks. I assume they did it that way to make sure everybody was equal with Andor, as it had a 12-episode run in its first season, of recent Star Wars shows from May 31st, 2024 to July 11th, 2024. Now, fine print, the Acolyte only has 5.5 weeks of data. So, but it's also only 8 episodes long. So let's check some names here. Let's see who's on top. Wow, that was coming through a lot better earlier. What the fuck? Ooh. All right, Mandalorian season something. This is a Mandalorian season. Right below that, we got Book of Boba Fett, which actually doesn't have too much of a drop-off, as you can see from here to here. Next one down, and y'all just going to have to take my word for it, by myself, is Obi-Wan Kenobi. You can see a rather significant drop-off after the lameness of the, what do you call it? Fucking Vespa crew. People are like, okay, they're getting a little weak. Next. What is this one? Okay, next we have Ahsoka. Which, again, took a big chunk drop off after even Kenobi. Because Kenobi sucks so bad. And then right here, after, with a little bit more of a drop-off, we have Andor. And then way down here, way the fuck over here, we have the Acolyte. Now, again, this only has 5.5 weeks of data. And we're looking at 12 weeks. But even if you double this motherfucker, right? Even if you double this. So you can see it's going up to 1 billion here, almost 1.5. So, you know what, fuck it. We'll even give them the 1.5 billion. Even if you double that, that only takes you to 3 billion, which still leaves you more than 1 billion fewer than Ahsoka. Like, we're still talking another massive fucking drop-off, right? So the Acolyte's a massive fucking failure. Sorry, Andor fans. That was a bomb, too. And the whole trend, just one more time, for Star Wars, at least on Disney Plus, has been downward. You can see its viewership is shrinking in big chunks. Couple big chunks. A little bit drop off there. Big chunk. Big chunk. A little bit drop off. Now it's going to be another big chunk. Because there's no fucking way. There is no way viewership is going to increase for the Acolyte. So, yeah. I think doubling it up to 3 is generous. Honestly. So I just figured I'd put that out there. For those who are like, what are you talking about? Star Wars is in great shape. I fucking love everything Star Wars. Well, you need to cut those rose-colored glasses off your face, yank your head out of whatever it is you've got it buried in, and start accepting facts. And the facts are Star Wars is and has been for a few years a dying franchise. And that's all down to Kathleen Kennedy. Yep. C-Dub says, doesn't the Mundy cameo feel even weirder now that this show is over? They never addressed it and honestly never needed to include him at all. It's like they are saying this isn't canon. Well, actually, it's more they're saying only our canon counts. And we will put people wherever the fuck we want. C-Dub says, you could have picked out so many different characters for a small cameo, but that guy, just leave him out. Yeah, it made no sense. Like, it literally made no sense. Like, they just made him live as long as they wanted to, just literally just so they could have that cameo in Diz Can. And evidently they're doing the same thing with Plagueis. Making him as old as they want, just so they can make it fit their own stupid-ass version of Star Wars. One thing they do agree on, both Legends and Disney canon have him dying in 32 BBY, which aligns up exactly with the Phantom Menace. So, but that's because they had to, because of the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise. Because that's what Palpatine was talking about, killing his ass during the Phantom Menace. But yeah, like, they didn't even need any kind of cameo there. Like, what was the fucking point? Like, including, on paper, including Plagueis as a tease would be a good idea, except for the fact that you're disrespecting shit people have loved for longer than you've owned Star Wars. And, well, actually, that's mostly it. And also, like, just dropping him in for a quick peek and just making him, like, peek around the corner like he's fucking Gollum. Like, what the hell? Do you not understand how badass Darth Plagueis is? Like, he was the second to last Sith before, what's his fuzz? Palpatine was able to finally implement the grand plan after a millennia of planning since Darth Bane. So, like, just having him, you know, looking at Chimere creeping around the cave corner like, my precious, it's just dumb. Just dumb. I mean, it's nice that the only cool thing about it is, okay, you are going to bring Plagueis into canon now. Fucking A. I mean, we can't say we haven't been wanting it, right? Most of us have been fucking dying for Plagueis for a long time. However, we wanted Plagueis from the novel, not whatever the fuck Disney's coming up with for him. Unless it's very much like the novel. Damn, everyone left. Okay. Icarus says, why would it turn red in episode 3? Anakin didn't even kill Kenobi, and he didn't kill Windu either. Okay. Well, first of all, that's a Dizcan thing, so that's why it didn't. Back when Revenge of the Sith was made, Sith still were constructing their own crystals via the Force from the molecule up. But had bleeding a crystal with your dark side energy been a thing in Revenge of the Sith, It was the destruction of the temple and the killing of the younglings that would have done it. Like, you have to be in a seriously fucked up place to kill kids. That should be more than enough dark side energy to bleed a crystal. Again, if crystal bleeding was a thing in Revenge of the Sith, but it wasn't, that's a Dizcan thing. So, that's kind of that. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got. The finale itself was surprisingly, or a pleasant surprise, for the most part. The show itself, I give a 5 for all 8 episodes aggregated. And I'm only going with 5 because why the hell am I only going with 5? I had a reason. Oh, I'm only going with 5 because I don't think the show was complete garbage. It's on the very bottom end of meh. Like, right on the border between meh and fucking trash. But it stayed just above that line. C-Dub says, the guy that barely has any lines except there hasn't been a Sith in a millennia. Don't forget, what about the droid attack on the Wookiees? That guy is a cameo for zero reason, just to fuck with us. Not just to fuck with us, it was their weak-ass attempt at tying their Dizcan High Republic shit into the prequels. Same with Plagueis. Icar says, I don't think that's how you bleed crystals. Far as I know, in order to bleed a crystal, you're just pouring so much dark side energy into it that you destroy its original little spirit that's in there and replace it with all your anger and hate and agony and sadness and even joy and shit, as long as it's a fuck ton of powerful emotions. Well, no, it's all dark side emotions, so, you know, well, avarice, then greed, lust, possession, anger, agony, sadness. You pour all that in, destroy the innocent spirit of the Jedi colored crystal, and it goes red. Now, the way they did it in the Acolyte, it wasn't. Now, I've only seen it in the gameplay footage from Jedi Survivor. And I think in the new Disney Darth Vader comics, when he had to go see the homie who is in the middle of his brash vow and steal his saber and bleed his crystal. I'm pretty sure it took concentration, and they didn't make OSHA concentrate on it in the Acolyte. It just kind of happened by virtue of her being so in the dark side moment when she was killing Soul. But yeah, outside of that, it at least takes concentration in everything I've come across, which granted isn't much, but you know. More concentration than not. I'll just put it that way. Yeah. All right. Any more questions, concerns, thoughts with the Acolyte? Because I really want to talk about this fun Marvel news because, you know, fuck Star Wars. Marvel's where it's fucking at. That's where the gas is. That's where the fire is. That's where the juice is. It's all across the lot. Outside of that castle of isolation known as Lucasfilm. Like, seriously, how can you're literally across the lot. How can you not look across the lot and go, God damn. They're figuring shit out over there. What's up, Jay? Like, maybe we should, you know, rethink a few things here. But nope. They've got the shutters closed. It basically looks like a vampire castle, like a modern time vampire home during modern times with mechanized window shades and all that shit and everything locks up. It's like that permanently. That's why they're so out of touch. They never look outside. They don't leave. They live there. And therefore they don't know shit. What's up, Jay? C-Dub says, they can tie this into the prequels without overtly contradicting themselves. Just use a different Jedi character or at least make it make sense. Well, yeah, they could, but they don't care to. That's what really... It's not specifically, at least for a lot of, some people. Oh, I know he's live. I saw that earlier. No, I don't care. But, wait a minute, which one? You talking about Obsession? I think I saw he's live. Whatever. Wow, no one wants to talk about the fucking Acolyte. No one's here. All right. Hey, real quick. I forget. Did you say you were down with, Justin? Did you say you were down with, watching Josh's stream here where we can have an actual conversation instead of competing with his chat? My wife's idea, by the way. In case, some of you weren't aware. If we've swapped some lurkers. Out here winning, you must not be talking about playing video games. Okay, cool. Yeah, it seems everyone's pretty much down for that, so that'll be fun, actually. And we'll get the joy of watching Josh be Josh, and also being actually able to react and be able to talk with each other without hoping to catch someone saying something in that fucking chat that's going to be going on Josh's stream. No. Actually, if you're playing the NCAA, you probably are winning. You playing the footballs? Oh, dude, I'm not even remotely qualified to be in Apex. Me versus you in Apex, you'd be Anakin and I'd be the younglings. That'd be pretty much it right there. So, yeah, that would be literal insanity for me to do that shit. But, okay. Last chance to talk anything about the Acolyte because I'm ready to talk awesome Marvelness. Also, I'm ready to pee. Okay, good. Fuck the Acolyte. Fuck Star Wars. Only going to talk about this shit one more time on Saturday with the round table. And after that, I ain't talking about Star Wars for shit unless some massive news comes out. Just one more thing. I can't remember who posted it. But it is now coming out that the reason Levy isn't doing Avengers 5 is actually because he wants to concentrate on his Star Wars movie. Evidently, he spent just a little bit too long in Lucasfilm pitching that, and his brain got corrupted with stupid. Although, on the other hand, we got the news we got today because of it. So, silver lining, but still, what the fuck, dude? Just be smarter in general. Okay. I'll be back in a little bit. Which one? There was a few of them that were funny of yours. All right, I'll be back in a wee bit. And then we will get into actual fun things to talk about. We back. Yeah, I missed the Kendrick one. Retype it. I am not popular today. Oh well. Tis all right. Okay. So, as you may know, if you're on the TwitX at all, or you watched Josh's emergency stream, but massively awesome news, game-changing news, exciting news, frankly arousing news. The Russo brothers are back to direct Avengers 5 and 6, baby! Now, Jeff Snyder was going to break it, but Roka fucked up, put it in his thumbnail, so THR broke it at 11:59, 1 minute before their show started. But I'm giving the credit to Snyder. So according to Snyder, now it's not like official, but it's basically done according to him. Now, the trades did say it was early talks, but that's basically just code to make it look more like a scoop. But all indications are they back, baby. They are back. Now, there is the little fact that there's stuff since Endgame outside of Marvel not been that impressive. Not been that impressive at all. Very mixed reviews, skewing more to the negative. However, that is outside of Marvel. That's the key phrase that you got to keep in mind. That's outside of Marvel. Inside of Marvel, they are responsible for directing such awesomeness as, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Winter Soldier, Civil War, obviously Infinity War, and Endgame. And I feel like I'm missing one or two. But basically, the best of the best, they've since Phase 2, they've fucking done it. Now, Whedon did Avengers Age of Ultron. But the Russos did Winter Soldier. They did Captain America. Civil War. And obviously Infinity War and Endgame. So, inside of Marvel, they're the best of the motherfucking best. You know? In the Marvel system, they make fucking bangers, right? And on top of that, there is also the fact. Now, Snyder said part of the reason they circled back to the Russos, because we all heard that initially, and I even did a whole big old stream about it. Matter of fact, that's the same picture on this thumbnail as the one I used for that one, but I just didn't put the little fucking circle with a slash through it. But you all remember when that came out that Feige basically told the Russo brothers to thank you for your service, but you may now fuck the fuck off. It would seem, according to Jeff Snyder, now I believe he said this is speculation, but like informed speculation, I guess, that they really couldn't find anybody else to do it. Why the fuck couldn't they find anyone else that wanted to do Avengers 5? Well, one prominent reason is that it went from one Avengers team versus the Council of Kangs to 60 plus fucking character ensemble movie. And other than the Russos, who has handled that large of an ensemble for Marvel? Or kind of anywhere. No one but the Russos. Right? And obviously Secret Wars is going to be an ensemble movie. Like, big ensemble. I mean, I know Levy's handling, a fair chunk of characters in Deadpool and Wolverine. But he turned it down to make his fucking Star Wars movie. So, yeah, evidently they were kind of half-ass forced to go back to the Russos. Because no one wanted to take on that hog of a fucking project, it would seem. And we know that the Russos initially wanted to do it. Why? They wanted to do it from fucking jump. And then Feige was like, we got a few other people in mind we're going to check with first. But, we might get back to you. And it turns out they had to get back to them. But again, fuck yeah. Inside of Marvel, bangers. Bangers. And frankly, you need Avengers 5 and 6 to be bangers. You need bangers before that, for sure. But, like Avengers titles, if you got an Avenger title on the movie, that motherfucker better be epic. Especially after Phase 4 and the beginning of this phase. Like, these Avengers movies are going to have to be epic. And so far, the only people who have delivered epic on that scale for Marvel, or again, I think anybody, are the Russo brothers. So, I'm fucking stoked, bro. Like, I am so stoked that they're going to be directing Avengers 5 and 6. Now, real quick, Justin says, oh boy, you guys are going to have to hold me back on Saturday. I don't know about hold you back will be necessary. I trust you. I mean, I imagine you're going to have a shit ton to say, though. But, I believe in you. I don't think you're going to need to be restrained. Sorry, I have an itch. I have faith in you, my friend. So, what was I? Oh, yes, the Russos are back for Avengers 5 and 6. Hell yeah. Now, Snyder also hinted at, you're hearing these idiots in my lord? What the fuck are you talking about? Which idiots? Talking about obsession and shit? Well, he won't be there. For, I don't know why. Anyway, yes, another little fun tidbit that Mr. Snyder hinted at in this same conversation is that just for Avengers 6, mind you, and we are going to circle back to Avengers 5 after this, but just for Avengers 6, it would seem to write the script, we will be getting at least one of the McFeely brothers. Possibly both. But the name McFeely is going to be joining the name Russo on Avengers 6. And we know how that'll be. We know how that goes. It goes fucking well. Yeah, Scotty will. Again, I have faith in you. You'll be nice. To him. You may not be nice to the show or Star Wars in general, but you'll be nice to Scotty. And that's what counts. So, not only are both the upcoming Avengers movies being directed by the Russo brothers, but apparently Avengers 6 is going to have at least one of the McNeelys on that script. McNeely and Russo. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. The pants pressure is off the charts. Like, if any more news comes out on that level, we're gonna have a little bit of a Gen X issue here with chillin'. If you know, you know. Or Gen V, I mean, not Gen X. I am Gen X. I have a little bit of a Gen V situation here with me if too much more good news like this comes out. Again, if you know, you know. So, yeah. We're getting Russos on both Avengers movies. We're getting a McFeely or both writing the script for Avengers 6. Now, when it comes back to Avengers 5, we know Waldron has written a script or 3, but he has now left it for Avengers 5. At first, we thought it might be just to concentrate on Avengers 6. That was speculation. But if we're getting a McFeely on it, I don't know that that's the case, although it could be. They could pair McFeely and Waldron up, and that'd be pretty fucking interesting. I would, yeah, that could come out really cool, or not. But yeah, the fact that he's not on there again, thought it was because he wanted to concentrate on, or needed to concentrate on Secret Wars, but if we're getting a McFeely for that shit, then I don't know what the hell they're doing with Waldron or what he's doing. I'm hoping that his script for Avengers 5 is solid and that the dude coming in is just like a fixer. You know, he specializes in polishing and punching up scripts. I really hope that's the case. But, I mean, we'll see with that. I mean, news comes out as it gets closer. It's supposed to start filming, what, late Q1, early Q2 next year, I think. And then shoot till the fall. And then I guess they're just going to take a little break and jump right into starting filming Secret Wars / Avengers 6 / whatever. So that'll be interesting. But yeah, Russos and a McFeely for Secret Wars. Like, holy shit. Holy shit. Is it just me, or is this not literally the best news we've had for Marvel in years? Like, when did Phase 1 start? 2020, 2021? Or Phase 4? 2020, right? Yeah, it started in the pandy. So, yeah, best Marvel news in 4 years for me. What do you guys think? Like, are you excited? Is this hype? I'm fucking excited. Like, McFeely and the McFeelys and Russos is the team. Like, they are the ones responsible for, like, almost all of the top tier Marvel movies. Almost all. Iron Man, they had nothing to do with. But, again, Winter Soldier, Civil War, Infinity War, Endgame. I may have forgotten one or two. I'm not sure. But, like, those 4 are, like, definitely all in the top 10. Probably 3 of them are in the top 5, at least my top 5. Or wait. Yeah, 3 of them. But, yeah, I mean, fucking A, dude. I'm still a little concerned about the Avengers 5 script. But I feel a hell of a lot better about how that movie's going to look. And, yeah, I'm feeling much better about both of them. Especially 6, a McFeely on the script. Or a Marcus. It'll be one of them. Could be both. What you guys think, though, man? Oh! Yeah. What do you guys think about that, though, Art? Like, seriously, Russos. Either a Marcus or a McFeely being paired up with them for Secret Wars / Avengers Slicks or whatever. What do you guys think? And honestly, here's what I think. Well, obviously, like I said, I'm excited. I also think that since this is so fucking monstrous, and it is fucking monstrous for Marvel, I think the full confirmation is going to happen at Comic-Con. And I think they may even bring them out on stage in Hall H. As like a, in like a big comeback return kind of thing, which obviously everyone will lose their fucking minds. So, Brooke says, oh yeah, hyped about the Russos coming back. And Avengers vs. X-Men sounds dope potentially. We will come back to that. Icarus says, I think they need a few movies for build-up, but it's great news. Oh, no, we're getting some build-up movies. We got Spider-Man 4. We're going to have Doctor Strange 3. We're going to have Shang-Chi 2. Obviously Fantastic Four. Cat Form, maybe. Thunderbolts, maybe. But yeah, there's some movies they're gonna have plenty of time for some setup. They're gonna have plenty of time for the build up, because Avengers 5 isn't even coming out for like 3 years, maybe a little less. I think it's March 27, something like that, May 27, probably May 27. So they got time for the build-up. Brooke says, I think this news is pretty huge. And like you said, first time in a while getting news this big. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, seriously, how long? We've been dying for something like this for so long. It is... I can't even describe how awesome it is to finally get, like, super duper exciting Marvel news like this. That's more than just speculation, This is more than just rumor. Because Marvel didn't make THR retract it. So now the Marcus or McFeely thing, that is more rumory, but Jeff got it from the same source. So there's that. And just as a couple extra little tidbits while they were on the hot mic, Jeff alluded to, actually this is not the first time, but he was asked if he had any other news that he wanted to / could share. He brought up Midnight Suns again. And when they were still talking about Marvel being weird with Jeff, he reminded everybody that Doom is still out there and not to make him go on trying to get Doom scoops. Because if they keep fucking with him, he will. And if you recall, like a while back, he said again on the hot mic that I believe it's this same source still told him that it has always been the plan for Doom to be the villain of Secret Wars. Not a villain. Not one of a conglomeration of villains like we're going to get in Avengers 5 more than likely. The villain for Secret Wars. So When you throw all that together, now when we're going to get Doom in any significant way, no telling. Allegedly, we're supposed to at least see him in the Fantastic Four for a wee bit. Either at the end of the movie itself or in a post-credit scene. I'm betting post-credit. So, we'll be getting a taste of Doom next year. No Diddy. But Doom's coming, ladies and gentlemen. Doom is coming. And by the way, now we got a few more people back up in here. I hope everyone, please hit the like. And if you have not already done so, please subscribe. That goes for you in the chat or lurking. And also you on the replay if you've made it this far. Thank you, first of all. And yeah, please hit that like and subscribe and all that good shit. And the bell. Fill that notification bell. Bun Sauce, welcome in. Says, I liked the butt. I put my fingy on it. Are you talking about that Deadpool Xbox controller? No, I'm a PlayStation person, but if I was an Xbox person, just for the novelty of it, I would totally get that controller. Totally get that controller. Brooke says, I'm happy the Russos are back. To be honest, it can only be good for the future of the MCU. I mean, as long as they got a good enough script to work with, yes. Like I said, they haven't been that great outside of Marvel, but inside of Marvel, they're fucking geniuses. You know? C-Dub says, still never understood why the Russos made such a public stink with Disney over Black Widow. I mean, they settled, she won. Glad they're back for sure, but so overly dramatic. This is just a guess, but I think the Russos probably felt like they were standing up for the creative side / actors and producers and shit. You know, a little bit of a solidarity thing between Directors Guild and Actors Guild, at least in their minds, against the big evil corporation. I feel like that was probably a big chunk of it. And I cannot remember if that was before or after they'd already been shut down by Feige for Avengers 5 until now. So that may have been part of it, but I can't remember which came first, the shunning or the Black Widow thing. I can see the Black Widow thing being both cause and effect for them not being there anymore. They're not getting Avengers 5. I can see them doing that because they're pissed, and I can see them doing that to support ScarJo and Feige going, no dickhead, goodbye. So it could be either way in my mind. I'd have to know which came first. Brooke says, if they're good with Marvel stuff, who cares about their track record outside of Marvel? Just hire the right people for the current job, regardless of their skills outside of the current job requirements. Honestly, I'm more hyped for Marvel than Star Wars, that's for sure. Oh, yes, and I do agree. I don't care what people have done outside of Marvel. If they've been successful inside Marvel, get them there. It's not that difficult a concept. Like, oh, look, this guy kicks it. He kind of sucks over here, but for us, he's a fucking monster. So get your monster. But yeah, as for being more hyped for Marvel than Star Wars, well, there's reason to be hyped for Marvel. There was reason to be hyped for Marvel even before today and this news. But yeah, and there's literally no reason to be hyped for Star Wars currently. Zero. The impending Mandalorian and Grogu movie? A Sean Levy movie? That sounds dope, but we're not going to see that bitch potentially all the way until like 2029 or 2030. Because we got the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. Still allegedly have a Rey movie, and we still allegedly have a Dawn of the Jedi movie. All that have been talked about long before the Sean Levy movie. So who the fuck knows when we're actually going to get it. Now, if they start canceling stuff, which they should, we could see it a lot sooner. But there is also, like when the Sean Levy movie was first heard about, there was one of the biggest bits of speculation running around was that it was going to be a sequel to the upcoming Rey movie. Other people were saying it could be like he's the one that's actually going to do it. But no, because we still have Ms. Obaid Chinoy on it. And last I knew, we still have the homie from Peaky Blinders writing it, Knight. Can't remember his first name. Bunsaw says, what reason is there to be hyped for Star Wars? You answered before I finished typing. Yes. Zero, none, nada, shite, squat, jack shit, nothing. So, yeah. Yes, definitely hype for Marvel. Super hype about the Russos coming back. Extraordinarily hype that they might get a Marcus or a McFeely to work with on Secret Wars / Avengers 6. I'm really hoping they're just referring to Avengers. I don't know why Avengers 6 would be shorthand for Secret Wars. Secret Wars is actually less syllables. But, yeah. I mean, give it all to me. Give me the Russos. Give me Marcus and McFeely. Give me Doom. Give me Avengers versus X-Men, which evidently was a title that Levy was offered. It was part of a list that he turned down all of in favor of his Star Wars movie. But Avengers 5 obviously was on it. Allegedly, Avengers versus X-Men was on it. And a couple others whose names I really don't give two shits about because it's Avengers 5 or Avengers versus X-Men. Or Avengers 6. All of them. Although it may turn out that Avengers 5 is Avengers versus X-Men. You never know. But it would seem that the Avengers versus X-Men idea, or Avengers versus X-Men, is more than just a cool idea. It would seem, if he was offered that to direct, that it's going to fucking get made. We're going to get Avengers versus X-Men. Which, also, fucking hype. And it probably will be, as has been, I mean, I don't see what else it could be, honestly. The current 616 universe versus whichever one we saw at the end of the Marvels. I saw someone associate a number with it the other day. It was like 10116, 10106. Like, it was a 5-digit number. But, yeah. When we get, and I'm assuming when, based on all available information, when we get Avengers versus X-Men, I don't see anything else that it could be, unless they're doing a lot of weird shit between now and when it comes out. That's just what makes the most sense, at least for me, is the X-Men universe from the end of the Marvels versus, it's 2 syllables, Josh, versus, not verse, the 616 Avengers. Whoever the fuck they're going to be by then. Hopefully it'll be an improved roster by the time they put that movie out. Dear God. C-Dub says, when will that Taika Waititi Star Wars movie come out? We have been waiting with bated breath for that one. Haha. Yeah. Technically, it's still in development. Technically. But in reality, it's in development hell, and I personally doubt it's ever going to fucking happen. But supposedly, Taika's still working on the script. Bunsaw says, 2035. I'm really hoping for never. I'm good with YTD doing movies in IPs I love. And I do still love Star Wars. Let's not get that twisted. I still fucking love Star Wars. I am distinctly unhappy with what Disney has been doing with it for 12 years. For the most part. There are exceptions. First 2 seasons of Mando. I like The Bad Batch. Clone Wars Season 7. Tales of the Jedi. Rebels. But yeah, for the most part, not great. Not great. At least not when it comes to anything of significance, because while Rebels and Bad Batch I enjoyed, and Tales of the Jedi, not so much Tales of the Empire, it is an unfortunate fact that despite massive animation successes, even on the big screen, like Super Mario Brothers and this year Inside Out 2, which has already beat Super Mario Brothers at the box office, by the way, if you didn't know. People should be realizing by now that animation is not just for kids, and is not a genre. It is a medium all its own. Just like television is a medium, and movies are a medium. Animation is a medium. Like the printed page is a medium. Or comics are a medium. Animation is a medium. Not a genre. And it is worthy to be watched by everybody. Not just anime, because there's a lot of adult anime out there, obviously. Or adult-oriented anime. But animation, in general, is for everybody when it's done well. I mean, the billions are out there. For proof. So if it can generate billions of dollars on the big screen, it can be done of such a quality that people will watch it on streaming services / TV, whatever. You know? Just one of the many fallacies we live under. Animation is just for kids. Bullshit, motherfucker. If it's just families with kids going to see Inside Out 2, that is making nowhere near what it has made. Justin says there's only one exception to that animation rule. You're going to say Bad Batch, aren't you? I know. You're just type it. Say Bad Batch. Icar says, when will the Quentin Tarantino Star Wars movie come out? Never. Tarantino's never going to touch Star Wars. And it wasn't even a Star Wars movie he was thinking about making. It was a Star Trek movie. He was thinking about doing a Star Trek movie. He wanted to dip into the Roddenberry sandbox. Bunsaw says, Treasure Planet is still one of my favorite films, not just favorite animated films. Yeah. No Spider-Verse. I'm confused. Icar says Star Trek would be great too. Tarantino Star Trek would be. I would watch it just for the just to see how the fuck he would handle it. But overall, I don't think that's a very good idea. Honestly. What do you mean no Spider-Verse? Like Spider-Verse is awesome. Oh, you like in terms of like money made? I mean, if you're talking in terms of making billions, true. But both of them for animated features made proportionally pretty fucking good money at the box office for what they were. But obviously, yes, they were not smashes like Mario Brothers and now Inside Out 2. Now, I would say Beyond the Spider-Verse, there was a point in time, I should say. There was a time when I would have said Spider-Verse could do it. But that would have required momentum. And that is long gone. So there's zero chance even Beyond the Spider-Verse does that well. And that's all Sony's fault for fucking around. Oh, Spider-Verse loved by a lot of people. People actually gave it shit. Okay, not just auto-classifying it as a kid's movie. Ah, yes. True. Very, very true. That is very, very true. And they were quite justified in thinking so. Because, yeah, those movies are dope. And I really think Beyond the Spider-Verse could have, I don't know if it could have made $1 billion, but it could have pushed into that, into the high hundreds of millions area had they gotten it out in a timely manner. Fucking Sony. Fucking Sony. If only they and Lucasfilm would get their shit together. Like, just look at White Suge Knight. Look at what he's doing. Look at his moves. Look at his plans. Look at the fact that he actually realized Marvel was going down the drain and was like, fuck this shit. Plugged it. Changed the water and is like refilling the tub now. Bunsaw says, I see what you did there and I'm putting you on notice. For what? Making a pun sauce? Is that what you're putting me on notice for? Icarus says, Across the Spider-Verse made more than the first part. Yes, it did. But it came out in a reasonable amount of time. There was still a decent amount of hype to be generated. And also the fact that Into the Spider-Verse was just that fucking good. And then Across the Spider-Verse is also that fucking good. And I'm quite sure Beyond the Spider-Verse is going to be that fucking good. See you, Griff, man. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate you, bruh. C-Dub says, I honestly can't begin to imagine what a Tarantino, Star Wars, or Trek movie would even look like. I love Quentin, but man, what would that even look like? Well, in a Star Trek movie, we would probably hear the most foul-mouthed crew in the galaxy. First of all, definitely is going to be dialogue heavy, as his movies are, but the motherfucker knows how to write dialogue, so who cares? I imagine when there's action, it's going to be pretty brutal. He will find a way to make Star Trek action brutal. Probably by changing up the weapons to make them ultra painful. Like, everything's going to act like a Klingon disruptor now. Yeah. I mean, I think that's what would happen in either one. Actually, I think, there could be like some dope-ass Klingon fucking blade weapon action. That would probably result in dismemberment or disembowelment or something quite bloody in Star Trek. Yeah, so yeah, basically swearing, not necessarily gratuitous violence, but what's the word I'm looking for? God damn it, I hate it when I can't think of my words. Not gratuitous violence, but like when we get the violence, it's going to be violence. There just may not be a shit ton of it. Yeah, Icarus says, no idea, I want to see. C-Dub says, would be freaking interesting for sure. Icarus says, exactly. And then people saying bye to Griff. I mean, like I said, I would watch it. I would be coming at it from the point of view less that it's a movie from my beloved franchise, and I do love Star Trek too. And more on the fact that I'm watching another hopefully dope Tarantino movie that happens to be set in a similar, be a similar setting to Star Trek or Wars. I would kind of be blocking out the fact that it is actually Star Trek or Wars and just enjoying a Tarantino movie in space. It'd be gratuitous. It'd be weird if it wasn't. Well, I mean, I don't think his movies aren't like gratuitously violent. Like there's not a fuck ton of it. But he does not fuck around when you get the violence. You know what I mean? I still can't think of the fucking right word. I hate that. God damn it. Like, to me, gratuitous is like a shit ton of it. You know what I mean? I suppose if you're using it in the context of over the top, then yeah, it could be gratuitous. I suppose, yeah, from that perspective of gratuitous, yes. It would definitely be gratuitous. In terms of volume throughout the film, I don't think it would be gratuitous. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? You picking up what I'm putting down? But yeah, if intense violence would be weird to not be in a Tarantino movie. So, but yeah, it would be interesting. Like diehards of those franchises, I guarantee would fucking hate it. Even if he made really good movies, they'd still fucking hate it because, and I wouldn't necessarily disagree with them that, that level of Tarantino-ness really has no place in either of those franchises overall. And I do agree with that. Like, if they were treated like Elseworlds, cool. I don't think I would want a Tarantino Star Trek or Star Wars movie to be canon. But I would definitely love an Elseworlds Tarantino Star Trek or Star Wars movie. C-Dub says, I would guess it would be a more clever version of The Boys. Best I can imagine. Yeah. Definitely a more clever version of The Boys, but with all the over-the-topness just being violence, like, no ginormous, schlongs or exploding schlongs or anything like that. But yeah, it would be, I think it would probably be something like that. Like, elevated The Boys. A Star Trek What If? Yeah. Like, what if Roddenberry wanted a more gritty, less utopian franchise? Tarantino Star Trek. Like I said, the fandom as a whole would probably hate the fuck out of either one of those. And I wouldn't blame them. But I myself, as long as they weren't canon, I'd be like, fuck yeah, let's do this shit. Yeah, definitely less dongs, C-Dub, for sure. Like, Tarantino's really not been into, like, the nudity. It's mostly just dialogue and violence. Of course, I still have not seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I'm slacking. I think that's the only Tarantino movie I haven't watched. Not sure. I'd have to Google. Oh, well. Alrighty. Brooke says, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is good. I loved Kill Bill. Oh, yeah. Kill Bill's magnificent, bro. That one, in terms of, like, amount of violence, that one, I think, is probably one of the more gratuitous movies. Like, when you're talking percentage of the movie where violence occurs. But again, I really need to go back and rewatch all my Tarantino, honestly. Icarus says, wasn't Star Trek sold now? Skydance bought Paramount, yes. Like Paramount as a whole. It wasn't just Star Trek. It was Paramount and all its motherfucking IP is now under Skydance. Cat, quit playing with my cord. Who is it? Who is it? Oh, hi, Malice. Get down, buddy. Unless you want to come say hi. I don't know what the fuck he's doing. Being a cat. Okay. All right. Any thoughts, questions, concerns, things you want to chit chat about? Bastards and Django are S tier as well. Oh yes, Inglourious Bastards I think is my favorite out of all of them. Django's up there though. God damn it. The Hateful Eight is really good. I mean, they're all fucking good. Like Reservoir Dogs is good. Pulp Fiction's good. Like Tarantino does not make shitty movies. Let's just call it what it is. Motherfucker knows how to make really good goddamn movies with engaging dialogue that you don't get tired of. That's like the real skill. Like you can write an engaging movie and make it engaging in ways other than a fuck ton of dialogue. Because let's face it, the modern attention span ain't great. But Tarantino can write dialogue so well that you want to stay in the movie. Because the dialogue is so fucking interesting and compelling. So. All right, I'm going to get out of here. I would tarry a bit longer, but I'm being told by my internal systems that I need to get the fuck off the stream. So, thank you all for being here. I love and appreciate all of you, whether you were here live, lurking, participating in the chat. If you've somehow, some way made it this far, there he is. Hi, buddy. If you somehow, some way made it this far into the replay, I appreciate you. Please hit the likes and the subscribes and the notification bells so YouTube loves me. Please leave comments on the replay so YouTube loves me. Because this is a fun little community and we want more cool people in it. Hi, big boy. Yep. And you occasionally get cats on stream. So. Yeah. So. We will see you Saturday night, hopefully, for our big The Acolyte / Star Wars in general round table discussion with myself, Justified MF, Harris McGrade, and Scotty Hawk. So definitely going to want to be there for that. Get all the different perspectives. What the fuck did you just... Oh, you asshole. Fucking cat fucked with my cord. Hold on. All right, there we go. Sorry about that. It did it again. God damn it. Deactivate. Activate. Deactivate. Activate. Well, shit. Okay, well, I guess we'll just do that since cat fucked up my camera. All right. Love you guys. Thank you for being here. I always appreciate you. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I hope you had fun. I did. I love talking the nerdy stuff with y'all. I hope you enjoy listening to me talk it. Thank you for being here. And we'll see you Saturday. Peace. Sorry about that. Like, honestly, he kind of did me a favor knocking my camera out. Things are getting a little tense around here. So, love you guys. Thank you so much. I always appreciate you being here, no matter how many of you or how few of you there are. Thank you for being here at all. Thank you for being a member of this community. And, help me grow the community. Share this shit out. Clip stuff and share it. Turn your phone on Do Not Disturb and play a stream when you go to sleep. Just let it run. Daddy needs watch hours. Daddy needs likes. Daddy needs subscribes. Daddy needs comments on the streams, on the replay. Please hook me up. Much love, everybody. Have a safe rest of your week, and we will see you Saturday for the round table. Peace.